Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grubby is back at Warcraft 3, break from League of Legends for a few Warcraft 3 games. That sounds very good. He's here on the top right of Northern Isles and he's playing versus very active human. His name is Deathnote. He's playing as Odin's Gar. He's from Russia, and let me tell you, this guy is not playing League of Legends often because this guy has been grinding Warcraft 3 since this entire season. And ladies and gentlemen, he's playing Paladin Rifle. So when I was like thinking, what kind of a cool YouTube video I can make with Grubby, when I went through his search, his game history, I was like, oh my god, it's Grubby versus Paladin Rifle. And let me tell you, I know some things about Grubby playing versus Paladin Rifle. Grubby was trying to solve Paladin Rifle. He had a lot of different approaches to it. He played the Showman versus Lemes. He plays and he won versus Lemes. He played the Showman versus Starbuck and he lost. But it was on the old patch. In the new patch, Paladin Rifle was crippled, was nerfed multiple times. And ladies and gentlemen, I wonder how Mr. Grubby will find the new Paladin Rifle. And what is Mr. Grubby counter is going to be? Is it going to be Taurens? Is it going to be something else? We'll see about that. And so far, of course, he doesn't know that he's playing versus Paladin Rifle right now. And he's going for this cool build, which is basically kind of a hybrid between fast stacking and a barrack, fast barrack. Because he will tech before he will make his first headhunter. And he's scouting, ladies and gentlemen. Scouting with Orc is very tricky. Mr. Grubby thinks that it's worth it. He needs to know if he's going to creep or not, because some crazy humans can actually expand versus Orc. But not with Paladin Rifle. With Paladin Rifle you can't expand. By the way, a little bit comment why Mr. Deathnote is playing Paladin Rifle. From, you know, my conversations with him, my vibe, my opinion is that he's playing Paladin Rifle not because he wants to, but because he's forced to, of Archmage being like, you know, not much better. Not much better, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that, you know, this is business for him. This is not love. This is business. But if Paladin Rifle is still playable, we'll see about that. Scouting Peon provided all of the information. Grubby knows that he's facing mighty Paladin Rifle. And let's see what kind of a strategy Grubby will use. So far, ladies and gentlemen, he's going for the split. He's going for the split, so he's attacking Paladin a little bit, he's attacking the Rifleman a little bit, and Deathnote is doing well! I don't think, I mean, I know that Mr. Grubby doesn't have early headhunter, but I think we should target economy, because what Paladin Rifle players want, they want to tech quickly to tier 2. And how do you tech quickly if you don't pull any militia? You may say, so yes, what about Paladin levels? You will get levels later. Let me tell you, I think Mr. Grubby should go more for the economy, but it's in the past. He accomplished, you know, a little bit. He got Paladin to half HP or 60% HP. This is not that bad, but definitely early game, in my opinion, goes to Paladin Rifle first. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's now? The one headhunter is here, but it's not going to change that much. Grubby, are you going to give the first experience to Deathnote? Not really. Remember that wolves are giving experience, 20 to be exact. So 10 wolves, and that's level 2 for your opponent. So far in this game, we have this beautiful dance between Grubby and Deathnote. They have both 0 experience. They're just trying to check who can trade better, who can be more efficient. Grubby is pulling back his wolves. That's pretty good. He's making sure that, you know, Holy Light, nice deny. You know, if you attack only one target, then on this one target, Paladin will just use Holy Light, but if you damage all of the targets, it's a little bit harder. But remember that Human, as Fortitude, the best active Paladin Rifle player, shows, he really likes to make a shop, right, for Scroll of Regen. So the idea of the human player, Paladin Rifle player, is to, okay, if Orc wants to attack different targets, let's get all of the rifles to half HP and then use Scroll of Regen. Of course, there are counters to it. But ladies and gentlemen, so far, again, small, but still advantage for Deathnote. But Grubby had a very fast tech, and Grubby is going tier 3 instantly. And he's playing Panda. Okay, if you play Panda, you need to creep. And if you play Panda, you need to kind of find a solution to slow Paladin Rifle down, right? Because if Paladin Rifle player can get level 3 and then push you, and you are going Taurens, you are not going to have enough units in time, I'm afraid. So let's see what Grubby is going to do. So far, he was able to creep, while Deathnote is like basically healing, so that's a nice thing for Grubby. And Deathnote still has literally 0 experience. Literally 0 experience, ladies and gentlemen. Blood Mage is Blood Mage. We are awaiting Blood Mage. Tech is, remember how fast Grubby tech was, and Grubby knows that the Scroll of Regen is providing a lot of value, but Deathnote went back, and Deathnote is healing. But in the meantime, Grubby is not wasting any time. He's taking camps that belong to Paladin Rifle player. Both Murloc camps, both green camps are already gone. Panda would love to make a little bit of barbecue. Remember, Breath of Fire was nerfed, the ranged, and yes, there was no Breath of Fire used. Grubby is checking out where Deathnote is going, and is it going to be double Tauren totem? We'll see about that. So far, Grubby has 500 gold, Breath of Fire use. It looks like he's going to play mass Taurens, which I like. And by keeping Deathnote on very low level, he's basically slowing down his push, and Grubby should be like around the human base, because if human decides to push, then Grubby should attack human economy, and human will be forced to go back. That was greedy by Grubby. He decided to go for this Orc Magi, and Deathnote was around. That was very logical that Deathnote will go there, right? But again, Grubby got the item, and he got experience. And speaking of experience, Panda has more experience than the main hero of the Paladin Rifle player. So far, I think early game was good for Deathnote, but the mid game so far is going to Grubby. He's playing a good tech, right? He's going for Tauren Totem, double. He'll have Taurens, and his opponent, you know, is very under leveled. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Deathnote is like, I understand all of this, Saul, but you know what? Grubby can rush his Taurens. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rush Gryphons. I'm going to creep anyway. I'm not going to attack Grubby like the Orc, says Paladin Rifle player. I'm going to play Gryphon Aviaris, double to be exact. And this is an interesting plan. If Grubby would knew, if Grubby had like, you know, Crystal Ball and whatever, Grubby should Tiny Great Hole. Tiny Great Hole expand now. That's the best thing he can do, right? Because Paladin Rifle player is not going to be aggressive, he's going into tier 3. Tiny Great Hole expansion would be nice. But of course, you can't know everything. Grubby is producing this beautiful Tauren army, and he's going to creep. Jack Panda is in a perfect position. Breath of Fire use item is on the ground. Such a good item. Healing ward for both players, actually. And Grubby with the very nice body blocks. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, so far, yes, Grubby needs to come back to creeping. It wasn't that bad. Deathnote didn't lose that much. Funny fact is that he's still on level 1 Paladin at minute 8, which is hilarious. Grubby has like Panda on like very nice level, and what is inside of the Kobold? I will ignore Overseer. Plus 6 strength for the Panda, not that bad. Could be of course better, but okay. It's going to be good for creeping and so on. What is Mr. Grubby going for? Mass Taurens, just pure Mass Taurens, and if you play like that, I think you need to go for Orb of Lightning and third hero, right? Because you need to have a little bit of catch with your Taurens. You need to be able to like... You would like to add Raiders, but you can't really add Raiders because, you know, Bestiary is another building, I need to research it. Oh, Grubby is working on the surround, but Blood Mage is quite quick. 300 movement speed to be exact. For example, Panda has 290, Paladin has 300, and Farshid has 320, which is like the fastest possible level. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grubby is surrounding Deathnote, but Deathnote is teleporting back, and he lost exactly 0 units. That's going to be the most valuable, I wanted to say Scroll of Regen, but no! Who needs Scroll of Regen when you can heal with your healing ward? But ladies and gentlemen, when one player is healing, the other player is working really hard. That's Mr. Grubby. He's creeping Magnetar River, and he's getting even better items and better experience. That's so good. That's so good. Supplies even though, and yes, Deathnote with double Gryphon Aviaris is ready to rumble. is ready to rumble. So, it looks like Grubby is going to attack. It looks like Grubby is going to attack, but he doesn't have anti-air. He doesn't have Orb, he doesn't have Berserker. Usually the reaction to Gryphons is to play a lot of Berserkers, Troll Berserkers, but they are Troll Headhunters only. 4 Taurens are not going to win versus Gryphons. So, ladies and gentlemen, maybe that's why Grubby is pulling back, and he's going for bats. Okay, that's interesting, and I'm afraid that the map control is over for Grubby, but yes, he still got the item. He's definitely getting all of the items, but who is going to stop the Gryphons? Definitely not this Farseer. And ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Look at this. The Gryphons, they don't care. They don't care, but look at Grubby Micro. He saves 2 giga low HP Taurens, and Grubby is cooking. Even though, ladies and gentlemen, that his Taurens are not in the fight, he decided to pop Scroll of the Beast. He saw the opportunity for a lot of low HP rifles, and he got one defensive banish on the Gryphon to save him from physical damage. But, ladies and gentlemen, Grubby needs healing. Grubby saved a lot of money. He's going to play Troll Bat Raiders. Is it enough? This is still 1-base situation. Again, if I could like give Grubby one big advice so far. If you scout human going tier 3, tiny great hole much early. Ladies and gentlemen, Grubby continues creeping. But the same goes for the Paladin Rifle player. Paladin Rifle player, Deathnote, he doesn't have a TP, but he has a lot of healing, and Grubby is not attacking the economy. He's not laming, he's just creeping himself. Taurens are chilling inside of the base. Panda is getting more and more experience, but you know, level 3 Panda is good, but level 4 Panda is like, not much better. Level 5 Panda is amazing, but you know how hard it is to get into level 5 heroes, of course. What human can do. By the way, third hero would be a good option in the Paladin Rifle University. We recommend Mountain King Bolt. Because why? You may say, Saul, we have seen Firelord, you know. Firelord, because of Incinerate, you can deny corpses of Taurens, and then Spirit Walkers can resurrect them. That's pretty good, but there are ways to play around it. You can like kill your own Taurens in your defensively in your base, and then like kill all of those Taurens and then resurrect them, you know, stuff like that. So, Breath of Fire used, but just to burn the mana. Just to burn the mana. No expansion! Mr. Deathnote is like, okay, it's 1-base. Deathnote is feeling confident. He's feeling good. Even though his levels are so tiny. Orc levels are much better. It's all about the unit composition and army efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. And people say that Paladin Rifle is very efficient, but it's, you know, it's not that easy. There was so many nerfs to Paladin Rifle. Ladies and gentlemen, Grubby made a lot of Troll Bat Raiders. What's the best part of Troll Bat Raiders? Of course, they don't give experience when they detonate to the opponent. And yes, Grubby is healing his own Taurens. Lol. You know how they heal Taurens in the Orc base? They kill them. So guys, never go to Orc Doctor. He's like, hey doctor, I think I ate something not very fresh, my stomach hurts. And the doctor is like, hey, let me introduce you to this syringe. It's going to heal you. Okay, but you need to die first. Yes. Don't go to the Orc Doctor, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go to the Orc Doctor. Go to the Paladin office. In Paladin office, very clean, very efficient, holy light, some light on you, and you feel good, okay? In the Orc office, bad things can happen. Just saying, ladies and gentlemen, some Warcraft 3 medicine for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grubby made the concrete, which is of course super important versus Gryphons. But ladies and gentlemen, again, I don't know who's going to win this fight. Grubby has supply lead, but when we check upgrades, ladies and gentlemen, of Gryphon Raiders, they have 3 armor upgrades, so it's 6 armor plus 2 from Paladin, and it's extremely important. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because Trollbat Raiders, this unstable anomaly, whatever, ability, when they detonate, is reduced by armor value. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. But maybe Grubby will be successful. Let's see about that. There is no heal scroll. Heal scroll is amazing versus Trollbat Raiders. But there is no heal scroll. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Grubby used Spirit Link on his own bats. Actually, I'm not sure. I need to like run some tests. Do you like lose HP if you detonate a bat? I don't even know. Let's see about that, ladies and gentlemen. Probably not if Grubby is doing this. Ladies and gentlemen, Grubby wants to fight. Nobody is expanding. I mean, okay, Mr. Deathnote is expanding very slowly. Grubby wants to fight. Grubby is going in. Ladies and gentlemen, Gryphons are scared. Gryphon are basically moving back. Grubby already used the speed scroll and he's attacking Gryphon. And okay, let's detonate. Nice split. Nice split. What about the Gryphon? Gryphons are alive! Gryphons are alive and well, all of the bats has fallen. And Mr. Deathnote is surviving this. Healing word cancelled. And look at the supply. Supply is still even. Supply is still even. And there is no more anti-air. Grubby is playing ironically mass Taurens versus mass Gryphons. Can he win with this? And remember, there is Scroll of Regen, there is Staff of Sanctuary. Deathnote is very greedy with his items. He's not even using Staff of Sanctuary, right, to kill low HP units, like even Paladin. And ladies and gentlemen, is Grubby going to check out that there is expansion going on? He needs to. He needs to, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe he will go for Panda level 5. By the way, double pendant of energy. Double pendant of energy on the Panda. We have level 4 Farseer. To be honest, level 4 Farseer is not that bad, you know. Maybe the bats will damage all of the Gryphons so hard that the Chain Lightning is going to finish them. I don't know. Grubby is expanding the normal way. Even though he's on tier 3, he has access to Tiny Great Hall. You know, he was a little bit out of position. He was creeping, so his heroes were busy. His heroes were occupied, okay? Like all of those, I don't know, important streamers. They are busy. They can't go to TwitchCon because they have to stream, and that's good. They just want to spend time with their communities. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe one day I'll be such a big streamer that I'll say, ah no, there's a cool showmatch in Warcraft, I can't leave alone my 700 average viewers, kappa. No, I'm kidding, I love TwitchCon, guys. Next TwitchCon Europe, I will be there. Make sure to meet me. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember this expansion that Mr. Grubby has planted? Well, it was cancelled. Panda can't get level 5, that's the biggest issue.
Forces are under attack.
We are waiting for the big fight. Supply favors Grubby. Grubby has 71 supply versus 63 supply, but there is an operational expansion for Deathnote. And I'm afraid that Grubby doesn't know. And do you remember this song? Scotty doesn't know. It wasn't a happy song, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't a song that you enjoy much, but Grubby has so much AoE damage. Chain Lightning, Breath of Fire, nice position of the Panda. Ladies and gentlemen, the positioning of armies is very tricky. I think this game is worth to watch a lot. Grubby detonated 3 Trollbat Raiders for 2 Gryphons. That was okay, maybe even more actually. He needs more Trollbat Raiders, but Deathnote is very patient. And ladies and gentlemen, now he has Staff of Sanctuary. If there is a low HP Gryphon, he can stab in back. Ladies and gentlemen, Grubby still have supply lead, but Grubby doesn't know about the expo! Grubby doesn't know about the expo. Maybe he knows and he needs to finish the game. Okay, Grubby, can you do it? There is only one tower, but it's an arcane tower. You know that arcane towers are pretty strong. One rifleman went down. Grubby doesn't want to go in. If you don't want to go in, you need to go to the expo. If Grubby doesn't know about the expo, it can be very problematic because, man, you may say Paladin Rifle is so efficient on 1 base. Imagine 2 base, 1 base. When Paladin Rifle player has even more gold. He doesn't know about this expansion, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. Grubby doesn't know, like Scotty didn't know. Panda knows what to do. Breath of Fire was there. Bats are furious. They are connecting. Grubby's going in. Grubby's like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of your Gryphons. Fly away, bro. I have my Taurens. They are the best anti-air kappa. But is it really? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grubby rules the ground and he saved Tauren in 9 HP. This is a typical Grubby micro, man. This guy has such a good micro. But in this game, he's a little bit tunnel visioned. With scouting technology, he would be cooking. But without scouting, he is the main dish. He will be served, and this is how he's killing his towers. This is how he's killing his towers. Again, he had to kill his own towers, ladies and gentlemen. Still, very nice micro for Grubby. Remember that he has been playing League of Legends mostly, and he's playing versus one of the most active Warcraft Champions players, Mr. Deathnote. But definitely, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hype this game for you, but this expansion is still operational. Guys, Grubby has supply lead. Grubby is trying to squeeze every point of efficiency. Every point of efficiency. He's killing his own Taurens to heal them. He's trying to use his Spirit Walker mana so well. He doesn't know about the expansion. Maybe there is hope. Maybe there is... Guys, Panda level 5? Panda level 5? That's our hope. That's our hope, ladies and gentlemen. Panda will be able to creep level 5. And he will have it. He has it. He has it. Clarities. He's slurping those sweet clarities, ladies and gentlemen. There is double pendant on the ground for the Panda. Is he going to buy mana potion? I think he has to. And ladies and gentlemen, now Grubby is counter expanding, but this is so slow. This ancient technology, and now supply is even. Grubby is going to try to hold his expansion, but Paladin Rifle player is rich. Paladin Rifle player is selling cloves of attack to get scrolls. That's what he's doing. Let's count the scroll. Double scroll of healing on Paladin Rifle player, one scroll of healing on Grubby. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's now? Expansion has been mining for a very long time. Grubby is here though. Trollbat Raiders. Gryphons being split nicely. Grubby is waiting. It's just silence before storm. It may be the biggest fight of this game. 67 supply versus literally 67 supply. Supply is even, but human is rich. Human is rich, ladies and gentlemen. He's ready. One free upgrades versus 0-1 upgrades. Just one armor upgrade for Grubby. He doesn't need more. Bats are ready. Is he going to detonate them? Grubby is very patient. You probably remember all of those like cliche movies when you watch like a general, either it can be medieval movie, doesn't matter, and general is like, wait, hold, attack now. Probably it was even in Napoleon Bonaparte movie with this Joker guy. Doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what happened. Grubby was waiting, and he now detonated all of the bats. And look at this, there is an issue. All of those Gryphons are half HP, and what is half HP is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. It can attack you, and without neutral but raiders, there is not enough AoE, and stuff was used, ladies and gentlemen. Those Gryphons are not dying. Paladin is healing. Blood Mage is the owner of all of the mana. All of the mana belongs to this Blood Mage. It's like mana monopolist, and he actually missed siphon mana. So Paladin mana is done. And ladies and gentlemen, now Grubby knows. Now Grubby knows about the expo, and now he knows the expo, and he's like, aha. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he saw the expansion of his Taurens. And you know what? He understands. He understands that those Taurens are dying, his expansion will die, and he doesn't have a kicker. He has Panda level 5. Maybe he'll use one last Breath of Fire, but this situation is not looking too good. Double the supply for the Paladin Rifle player. Grubby will try to use Breath of Fire, but Breath of Fire didn't reach that well, because the range again was nerfed, and Grubby couldn't go too close because of the siphon mana. And ladies and gentlemen, Paladin Rifle wins. Ladies and gentlemen, even though Paladin Rifle was nerfed 10 times, literally, let me tell you, I'm counting every Paladin Rifle nerf, it still was enough. Ladies and gentlemen, with better scouting, this game would be different. Again, Mr. Grubby did not follow the usual plan how to play versus Paladin Rifle. There were some in the early game. He decided to pull back instead of going for economy. But ladies and gentlemen, we can agree that one thing was certain: his way to delay bad detonations. That was giga high level micro, and I really enjoyed this game. If you like this video, guys, make sure to Hit the like button, hit the sub button, and comment, ladies and gentlemen. It will help me a lot, it will motivate me a lot. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.